My name's James, and welcome back to Storytime with James. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like it. Hold on a second. Oh, goodness. Leave me a comment if you like. All right. This one is called Starve Rock. All right. This is about Starve Rock State Park, okay? So here we go. Many, many moons ago, a large rock raised over the Illinois River, where a Native American tribe called the Illinois Indians. And they called this home. This was their home. They thrived there for many, many moons. Many moons. Then other tribes came to take over their land. They were called the Ottawa and the Patois Indians. Okay? They came to destroy the Illinois Indians. But little did they know that the Illinois Indians were excellent marksmen. And they shot down from the rock that they was on. They shot down from the rocks with their bow and arrows and their pow-pows, which they obtained, you know. Now, the Illinois Indians were few, were very few. But the Ottawa and the Patois Indians were many, many. Okay? So they surrounded the rock and they waited it out. Eventually, the Illinois Indians ended up starving to death. Yes, and that's how they got the name Starve Rock. Yes. Oh, look. Starve Rock National Park, Starve Rock State Park is known for its steep sandstones, canyons formed by glacial melt, okay? Melt water. And a wooden trail that leads to the Lover's Leap outlook, okay? Wow. Views of the river. You can view the river from Lover's Leap, view the river, and the Starve Rock Dam from the river, from the outlook. And they had many species that were still there, like the white-tailed deer, bald eagles, coyotes, and migratory birds. Okay. Now, look, Lover's Leap started where an Indian tribe. They had two Indian tribes, and they had one from each Indian tribe came together, a male and a female, and they wanted to get married. There's nothing wrong with that, is it? But they still they shunned a lot of intertribal marriages. Okay, so if you was with another tribe, you couldn't marry someone in another tribe. You know, so they did it anyway. They married each other anyway, and they went to the top of Lover's Leap, and they leapt and unalived themselves. That's why they call it Lover's Leap. Yes. Yes. Look, we went to I went to Starve Rock many times, you know. Like a group I used to be with in Chicago. We used to put money in the pot every month, every week. We used to put $1 or $2 in the pot. And then at the end of the year, close to the end of the year, around in August sometime, we would take a trip. We would fund, we would pay this guy that used to drive buses, and we would pay him, and he would drive us to Starve Rock. We would go to Starve Rock or Great America or either Michigan City, you know. So this particular time we was going to Starve Rock. So we saved all the money and stuff like that, and we got on the bus, and all of us, it was guys and girls, all of us from the same hood, from the valley, okay? and we were ready to go. And then we drove off, and we were laughing and singing and stuff. And then around that time, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was drinking a little bit, so I snuck some Bacardi, a bottle of Bacardi in the cooler, okay? And when we start rolling, that's when I popped the top on it. And I took a couple swigs and I passed it to my friend. And we just passed it around in the bus, passing it around. And we were pretty tanked by the time we got there to Starved Rock. So when we got to Starved Rock, we immediately started hiking. So we all lined up and was running through the forest, running through the forest. Because we weren't used to this, We were used to concrete and stuff like that. When we got out there, we were running, and it was vast too. We were running and running and running and going down steep hills and stuff like that. And then at the bottom of the hill, we ended up in quicksand, all the way up to our thighs. But we had to get out of there, and I had to get my shoe out of there. So I got my shoe. Then we was totally muddy. So I said, man, we got to get this mud off of us, man. So I devised a plan to jump into the Illinois River, okay? But there was a dam at the end of the river. So when I jumped in there, me and a buddy of mine jumped in, and the current got us immediately. And I was trying to swim out, and y'all know I can't swim. I can only dog pedal. But I was trying to go like this, and I was kicking and everything. My buddy swam out, but I was still, the current was pulling me. It was like I wasn't moving. I was just in one place, kept doing that. And then I would start trying to go sideways, sideways, sideways. Then I got to the rock, and then I got up on this rock, and I was getting ready to stand up, but then I slipped back into the water because the rock had moss all on it. So I ended up slipping down into the water again, and and then I finally made it to the edge, okay? And I climbed out of there, and everybody was rude. Come on, Joe, you go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And they were screaming and everything. But I made it up. And once I got up, I looked up. There was a Mountie, one with these hats, these big hats. And he was on a horse. And he said, what you doing under in the water? You see these signs? But there was a lot of signs that said no hiking, no running, no everything, no swimming. There was signs up everywhere. But we just ignored it, So I told him, look, man, we stepped in quicksand, and I tried to get the water off my legs, and I slipped in there. So eventually, they didn't throw us out the park. He let us go. So man, we was lucky. We was lucky to get away alive, at least, Because that, if I would have went down the dam, that was it. That would have been it. Because I can't swim. That only thing I can do is I can dog pedal. That's it. So, man, it was crazy. But Starved Rock National Park, it's a nice park. It's a nice park. If you can go there. You can if you ever come past Starved Rock, man, stop by and check it out. It is a beautiful park. I'm telling you, man, if I've had known, if I was taking pictures at that time, man, I would have some beautiful, beautiful pictures because it is beautiful. Yes. All right, you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like. And hit that bell notification. Hit that bell notification so that you know every time I drop another video. And share, share, share. Share my videos with your family. Share my videos with your friends. Share it with your loved ones. And even share it with your enemies. Adios. Salamit.